Welcome to the Madhouse.
Welcome everybody to a Wednesday edition of the Max Wrestling Podcast. This is episode 272. This is your captain speaking, and the reason for the show being on a Wednesday this week is because tomorrow happens to be my 4th wedding anniversary, and you know, happy wife, happy life, as they say.
Attaboy.
not that we have much choice in that, but I am joined once again by the new predictions champion, Travis Walker Anderson, and the current reigning knowledge champion, El Jefe, Moses Marquez.
You know, it figures that I get the predictions title on an AEW pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, there was no way I was ever going to get it. I mean, I remember, was it Double or Nothing last year? When I got like 1 out of 10?
Yeah, that was bad.
And fell off a cliff.
That was horrible. I mean, I was a little better
Hey,
this year.
you've had redemption since then.
Yeah, like we say, it was the first actual AEW pay-per-view, so obviously things were going to be a little shaky on predictions, and now we've kind of got used to things.
Yeah, but
now we've got storylines to follow.
Fast forward a year later, we're still going to give you hell over it.
Yeah, I give myself hell over it. But I also say it was a good thing because it means it wasn't too predictable. Well, it wasn't predictable at all last year for me.
Well, like I said in the chat and on the page, I went Double or Nothing. I went all in, changed my bet, and that's why I got it.
You went literal Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Like, what was it? There must have been like 20 minutes before the main event kicked off. No, actually, I think it was like an hour because
I think we had just got done with like the women's match.
Yeah, because like the world title match was on.
Going straight. We were going straight into about to start the what was it? The John Moxley match, and we're like, well, okay, hey, that's settled as co-champions. I'm like, no, fuck this.
He's all, I want to change my answer.
I'll change my bet to try to get it.
Yeah, I remember the world title match was coming up next, and I was looking at the clock thinking, we've got 20 minutes left. How much over are they going to go? And they went like 40 minutes over with the Stadium Stampede.
I was watching a whole other show.
Oh,
so okay with it.
Yes. Worth every minute. It was worth it just to see fucking Hangman Page entering the field on a horse.
Yes.
And then chasing down Sammy Guevara.
I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about the inner circle trying to run down Sammy, but I'm okay with it.
The Elite, but no. Yeah. First off, we got to give kudos to Sammy. He not only outran a horse, he outran a golf cart.
Yeah. He ain't making that mistake again.
I don't know who's more impressive, him or the ref, who I swear to you was like stride for stride with that damn thing.
Referee's got to be fast.
Oh, he was going, bro.
The other great bit was the suplexes all the way down the field.
It was like 100 suplexes, and then the cherry on top, he spikes Sammy's head. Yeah.
Oh, Sammy took most of the damn punishment in the match.
Oh, but he's a kid. That's probably why they're like, all right, kid, you go out there and bump your ass off.
Yeah.
It was funny what that was. My daughter, she was watching the show with me, and she was just quiet throughout the entire show. She was tired, she was about ready for bed. And then she's just sitting there, blank face, and then they get to the end zone, and that final suplex there, and she's like, touchdown. Now where's the horse?
Now where's the horse?
Yeah.
Priorities, man, priorities.
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yeah, 100 yards of suplexes and a horse.
And then just to think that Matt was the injured one going into this thing.
Yeah, it wasn't really showing any signs though.
No, he fought right through it. But that or, the fucking camera editing.
Yeah.
Apparently all this took 8 hours of shooting.
So very similar to the Boneyard match.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have to make it like movie style for it to be good. They just shot them doing a bunch of shit, and it was great.
Yeah, that's the thing. It wasn't cinematic. It was just literally a brawl in a stadium shot how you'd normally shoot a wrestling match.
Yeah. Except I don't know how many wrestling matches start off like an NFL kickoff and they just fucking charge at each other. And
Oh, that was great.
I thought it was funny how they had a ring in the middle of the field, but they barely even fucking used it.
Yeah, but they still did though. They were wrestlers. They were
I know.
attracted to it like a magnet.
Yeah, it was great. I absolutely enjoyed it. It was really hard for me to watch the entire show because, like, AEW, that's my favorite show that's out there right now. Oh, and again, I tend to get a little too hyped up over it. And with me being sick last weekend, fuck, I was struggling. And there was this, I don't even remember which part it was, but there's this one part where I jumped up real quick. I'm like, oh shit, and it fell back down.
That was me. It's probably when Darby almost fucking broke his leg.
Oh fuck. Tony Schiavone went live on Facebook after the show, and that was like the only question, and that was in the comments was,
well, yeah, is
Darby okay?
This fucking crazy son of a bitch gets on like a 15-foot ladder. He knows dude's not going to be there, so he's like, I'm just going to hit my skateboard to this other ladder. What?
Yeah.
And then he just comes fucking crashing down. I was like, oh, it's broke. It's a broke leg.
I imagine.
And then he ends up keep wrestling. I'm like, this guy is.
I imagine that bump would have been worse if the ladder didn't break.
Oh yeah, seriously. Thank God for that. Yeah, he would have bounced off that fucking thing, poor guy.
Well, I mean, it's not like Darby to not take risks anyway. I mean, look at his finishing move.
Fucking A, right. Jesus.
Thankfully, he didn't do that through a ladder.
He gives zero fucks about his own body.
Nope.
So I got to thinking about it, Dazzy. Hey, this episode of Max should have been your Uncaged special.
Because it's on a Wednesday?
Well, that and Brian Cage.
Oh,
yes.
Why didn't I put 2 and 2 together there? Yeah, I mean, it wasn't... I don't think any of us predicted Brian Cage, did we? Even though it was kind of a rumor going around.
No, but the idea was he wasn't signed. Everybody was like, oh, he's still a free agent. He's still a free agent. And then come to find out this dude was signed back in January.
Yeah, it was, I can't remember what Impact pay-per-view it was. That was like his last one.
Slammiversary.
And then everybody like instantly was saying, oh, he signed with AEW. And then his like wife or somebody like just shut it down like so fucking hard. I'm like, okay. And then everybody just like stopped talking.
She still works for Impact. Does Maria Sanchez still work for Impact?
I have no idea.
So you guys watch the product. Is there a hot Mets company in the back? That's all you need. That's all that you need. Yes or no?
Maybe, I don't know. I watch it. I don't pay much attention to it.
I was about to. Nope. She sticks out in the crowd. I tell you what.
Well, I mean, one person he does have behind him is Taz.
First off, the immediate first thing I thought is, oh, hey, it's Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. And then not 20 minutes after the show's over, I go online, and the first meme I see is, we have Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman at home, and it's fucking Taz and Brian Cage. I died.
Which I kind of get, but I mean, I also remember Taz very briefly managing Samoa Joe in TNA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very, very briefly. I don't know why they dropped it, because it was so cool. because it was like one submission machine passing the torch on to another one.
Oh yeah, 'cause you can't have cool things.
It was like 2 weeks ago. Me and Moses was recording the NXT AEW review show, and we were like trying to sit there and figure out who would be best for Taz to manage, because we kind of could see that it was leading to that. So maybe we were. It's kind of like teasing maybe Darby Allin. So maybe now, since it's not, maybe it's going to build a feud with him, Brian Cage, and Darby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just happy to see Taz getting more to do, because since he's been with AEW, all he's really done is like these backstage segments and the buy-in shows on commentary.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to thinking about it, and I kind of like them bringing people in and having like old school people as coaches and managers and whatnot. I wanted to shoot an idea to y'all, since he's been in the conversation. Sting and Darby Allin.
That would work perfectly. My exact statement, I want to say a couple months back, is Darby Allin is a combination of Sting and fucking Tommy Dreamer.
I could see that.
His connection with the kids, the face paint, the fact that he's out of his own mind, but not in a crazy on roids kind of way, like how Sting was, where he's too busy screaming and yelling.
I mean, we all know
like,
Sting.
I'll throw myself at you.
We all know Sting is going to be showing up in AEW. There's like literally nowhere else he would go.
Yeah, maybe Impact again, but I don't see it.
No.
Yeah, I don't see him. I mean, I've only seen minutes of Impact as of recent, but I don't see him. I don't see the reason for him to go back. Like Impact seems like a whole new ball game than it once was.
And there's nothing that he hasn't really done in Impact already. He's kind of already left his legacy there. So yeah, AEW would be completely new for him.
Not to mention, Cody's favorite wrestler was Sting growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that, they called out the Stinger splash.
Yeah.
Yes.
In his match, I'm like, okay, so he has to be coming.
And I didn't see it until now either, with Cody with the blonde hair and the same kind of tights as old school Sting.
Yeah.
Surfer Sting.
Mm-hmm.
We do know Cage will be challenging Mox at Fyter Fest, but if we were recording this tomorrow, we'd know when the date was, because they're announcing it on Dynamite this week. But I'm assuming it's going to be like June 27th, because it was the 29th of June last year. So I'm just looking. Saturday, we've got 6th of June, 13th, 20th, or 27th. Probably the end of the month.
Sounds about right.
Sounds good to me. I'm happy with that.
Who knows? Maybe have a bigger crowd then, too.
I wonder...
I'm sure. I mean, look at fucking WWE and their goddamn hockey ring.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, fuck WWE. I was hoping we didn't have to talk about them.
I was going to ask, have you seen this goddamn hockey ring?
Oh, man. Okay, so, well, before we get to Raw, then, let's they say, great. Actually, do you know what? I think this was the most enjoyable pay-per-view I've seen from AEW so far, top to bottom. And they had a great women's match with Nyla and Shida, new women's champ.
Oh, fuck yes. Hallelujah. I fucking called it. I called it.
Hey, good for you.
I think you were the only one that called it, weren't you?
Yep.
Damn.
Just when we thought the Nyla push was gonna just keep on trucking.
In a way, I'm kind of glad that they're not being predictable with this monster push and they're giving it to Shida, who clearly has been standing out the last few weeks.
Not only that, she's gonna have way better matches.
Oh yeah. I kind of feel like they've done right with Shida what they kind of did wrong with Riho, with the international women's champion, who didn't really stand out much. But now we've got Shida, who's got a great personality.
She can actually kind of speak in English.
No,
At least the belt looks good on her. On
Yeah.
Sheeta.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's a lot smaller than Nyla. The belt looks less like a bracelet on her.
It's so funny because like Riho, it looked like it straight up fit her perfectly.
It was
Riho.
made for her.
Rhea was tiny.
But here's the thing. That what got me watching the show was when Nyla has it, it looks like just a little tiny miniature title belt. But then when Sheeta puts it on, it kind of looks a little too big for her. But yet,
Definitely not
it
too
was
big
so
on Rio.
funny. But it looks really good on her. I'm glad she's champion. I think she's going to have a decent run and become a big part of the women's division.
Yeah.
Bigger than she already is.
Yeah, maybe breathe some new life into this women's division, which is kind of picking up. It started off really slow for the past year, but it's starting to pick up now. Just a shame with the unfortunate timing of Britt Baker, who was on a hell of a roll as the top heel, but apparently it's not that serious, so she's only going to be out for a couple of months maybe.
Tony, on that live video, Tony Schiavone did, he said approximately 6 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
not
low
too bad.
bowling. I personally give her the whole 2 months. She is the biggest reason why that women's division grew as fast as it did. Let her get healed up and come back. It's a bone break. It is a slight tear, but it is a tear. Fucking give her time.
Yeah, I mean, we were worried about ACL. She was going to be out in like 9 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take 2.
I heard.
Bullet.
I think somebody said last week, like a year.
Yeah.
Or
9
was
months
what
before?
I originally heard.
So
that's the severity of the ACL injury.
Yeah.
But thank God she avoided it.
Yeah, 2 months is a blessing.
Heard that.
On the topic of belts, then, this was obviously going to come up. It really divided people. The TNT Championship, which is of course unfinished, due to
I don't care.
You know what? I've
Don't
seen worse
debut
belts.
something that's not done. That's just
They kind of have to give him something, no?
Fucking trophy.
I mean, you know what the thing was, the manufacturers couldn't work on it because of the pandemic and stuff, but that's been going on for weeks now, and they've announced like only a couple of weeks ago that Mike Tyson was going to present the belt. So they knew they were going to have to present this unfinished belt before they made the announcement.
I have no they should have.
I think what they're gonna
He's
do.
got used to it, tweaked it, whatever. I don't fucking know.
See, what I'm been curious about is like, are they gonna build it into a story about it? Like, okay, so Cody has it. It looks like shit. He's big top dog in the fucking company, so he could like easily turn heel, which I don't see him. I don't quite see it happening, but it would be cool to see if Cody was to turn heel and just be like, I deserve better than this, and then just be like, I'm gonna go get this taken care of, and then come back just look fucking beautiful.
What I really want to see is like a rematch with Archer, and then if Archer wins the belt, Jake gets on the mic and just goes, "Let's get the real fucking belt."
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like that.
Yeah, that would be good too.
I don't know. I think Cody will pull a face Ric Flair move. He's gonna randomly like bring it out in a case and just be like, "Oh well, you guys gave it shit. What about now?" And debuts like how it's supposed to look. And we're gonna be like, "Oh, it looks great."
I can hear Cody saying it exactly like that as well, in that exact way.
I believe it. Like, that's why I said it, because it sounds just like how Cody would do it. But I don't know.
This is what I really like about AEW, though, is they don't bullshit people. They were open and honest about it, saying it's not finished, you know. But
Yeah.
Poor Excalibur. So please don't yell at us. It's not done.
like
Now,
I said,
there
Bro, the
has-
PWG belt looks better than this.
like I said, I have seen worse belts. At least it's not a damn butterfly.
Oh, gives the
I
shivering.
actually saw people like this week giving the Smoking Skull shit.
What the fuck?
Never before in my life have I heard anybody talk shit about the Smoking Skull.
No. I've never once heard. I've heard people talk shit about the Brahma Bull.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty ugly. It was just a massive round belt with a big ass bull on it.
It was weird looking.
I mean, it was basically just like a normal belt, just enlarged. You got this huge bull as a buckle.
Yeah, it's a giant belt buckle. It's great.
Kind of like Rocky compensating for something now. Nah, I ain't gonna talk shit about The Rock. So Spears finally gets a win. No, didn't get a win. Sorry.
So he didn't get a win.
We thought he was finally going to get a win, but obviously we didn't take into consideration the fact that they were obviously teasing that Dustin wasn't going to show up, but of course he's going to show up and just smash through him. Poor Spears. Is he ever going to get a decent run anywhere?
I think I'm hoping he does. I really do. I just hate that things are starting to open back up, and by now they're kind of like starting to bury him again,
Yeah.
and that kind of pisses me off
Because
because he like during the pre-tapings and all that, he was starting to look good, and they were starting to build him up.
yeah,
But now,
Yeah.
he was looking good right from his debut. Obviously, with that damn botched chair shot to Cody, he looked like a killer.
yeah, he needs to drop the chairman thing.
Yeah,
They need to drop that. He's not doing anything with it. He's not even doing his little chair entrance thing anymore. So they just need to drop that completely.
yeah, he busted Cody open once.
Yeah,
And they still call him a chairman.
They build the crap out of this dude. They give him these great promos, and then he goes out there and just gets killed by Dustin, which is, I don't want to say it's fine because it's not fine. Why would you build it so much and then they shit on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we know Dustin's a veteran, but he's finally being taken seriously in AEW. I mean, he's always been like a mid-carder in WWE, and God forbid we talk about Black Rain in TNA.
Ugh.
Misty.
7.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we definitely don't want to talk about 7. See, it's kind of, they backed themselves into a corner. You've got Dustin, who you're trying to give like a final great run to, and then you've got Spears, who has never had a great run.
Whose fault is that?
Everybody who's ever booked him.
That's
Apparently.
this poor guy. He gets over. He's pretty okay, and he's not like the greatest thing in the ring since sliced bread, but he's in there. He can do his fair share, and every company just craps on him.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the 10 gimmick got over as fuck in WWE, and as soon as it got over, Vince didn't like it.
Vince doesn't like anything that gets over without his approval.
Right. Can you hear him cheering? Yeah, but I didn't invent it. Bury it.
That's probably word for word right there.
And obviously we knew, well, most of us knew, that Mox wasn't going to drop the belt to Brody Lee. Nobody said Brody Lee, so that was an obvious one as well.
Yeah, too soon.
Yeah. I don't even know why they put Brody Lee in that match so soon.
I have no idea either.
My whole thing is like they replaced him with like what the fuck are the goddamn name? Evil Uno and fucking the other dude.
Yeah.
Like, where the fuck have they been?
Yeah, they just
Stu Grayson.
disappeared since Brody came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he debuted and then poof, haven't seen him since.
Under new management.
You're telling me.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I never really liked him anyways.
Yeah, nobody did.
I were alright with them. They were okay. Well, no, granted, I was a fan of them when they were the Super Smash Bros.
Wow. I just always thought they looked mismatched. Like, obviously, you got Evil Uno, big, powerful looking dude in a mask, and then you got the guy who looks like the lost member of the Viking Raiders.
Yeah,
We'll
they've
get to them
always
in a minute.
looked they've always just looked awkward, and I remember when I went to go see AEW at the first one that I went to. Evil Uno comes down and pushes one of the minions or whatever, and he like completely fell into one of the little lights on the side of the stage and like fell off the stage, and he went to go reach to catch him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm on TV, I gotta stay in character and keep on going." It was fucking hilarious.
I gotta stay in character, so fuck you.
Like you said.
Yeah, so the hockey rink for Raw was just weird. I didn't understand why they couldn't just do the same thing AEW have been doing, because obviously that's where they got the idea. It works for AEW, so let's do it.
Yeah, well, they had one up them.
I just don't. They said everybody's been tested. They all work there. So why are they still spacing them out, and why have they got the sneeze guards around it? They're not going to let the public in or anything, so why was the screen guards necessary?
And
I
the
watched,
second I
like-
seen them and nobody got checked, I got mad.
Yeah.
Bam.
I watched like the first I'll probably watch the first hour maybe of Raw, and it just seemed so awkward. Nobody seemed excited to be there. Nobody was excited to be on TV. There was no energy with them. They were just like fucking there, and it was the way they were spaced out was awkward. I just hated it.
The reactions on cue as well just sounded like canned reactions. It was like a sitcom.
Yeah. Each one of them had like a earpiece. Oh, okay. Now you say something now.
Cheer, whoop, go whoop.
I go.
I mean, we had a good start though with a surprising new US champion in Apollo Crews. Not quite sure where it's come from. Like I said, it was a big surprise because Andrade. Yeah, everybody thought Andrade was just one of Vince's golden boys.
He's probably got bigger plans for him, but yeah, good job to Apollo, the 10th African American to ever win that belt since its debut in 1975.
Wow, only
There's
10.
knowledge for you, Michael.
Only 10.
Okay. Yeah, there's only 10. The first was ever Coco Beware. Yeah, but there's only ever really been 10.
Wow.
It's it was like him, Bobby Lashley, R-Truth, Orlando Brown. I think that was that dude. Orlando Jordan.
Oh yeah.
I was like, no, not Brown. Jordan. Yeah, there was that. And then there was a few others. I can't remember at the moment.
Ron Simmons win it in WCW?
Yes. No. Yes. No. Oh yeah, Ron Simmons. Yeah, he's on the list.
Nice. Nikki Cross as well sounded fantastic, just losing her. Actually, all four of them sounded fantastic in that promo segment with the Iconics. But Nikki Cross just yelling at them about, where she's come from and stuff. I really want to see those belts back on the Iconics. But I've always been an Iconics mark, so.
I don't get the cat fight still thing. They're still dwelling over the I slapped you thing, and I'm like, okay, can we get over it?
Well, they're bosom buddies. You don't slap your best friend. And...
That's why men are men.
Yes.
You're gonna get drunk and tell everybody you want to go out back and have a slap fight. You're damn right I do.
And then one segment that I didn't like was, of course, the MVP Lounge. I've never liked the MVP Lounge. I think they've all sucked. I don't like
Okay.
MVP as a talk show host.
Here's the thing with, as soon as I saw it like advertised MVP's Lounge or whatever, they should have had the VIP Lounge in the fucking audience.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1000% agree.
You've even got the barriers.
Yeah, that would have been cool, man. Like, put, like, fucking, hell, I don't know. You could have put, like, some of the guys in there, and they could have just, like, they would have fucking done that in AEW. Like,
Yeah.
MJF would be in there, fucking Sean Spears, who put some of the fucking heels or whoever he seems to be kind of, like, recruiting or whatever. Just have, like, some of the people sat back at nice chairs while all the other weird fuckers are just standing in random spots, and they're just having a drink, sipping champagne or something.
And then on the flip side, I did like the fact that MVP kind of told the Street Profits what we were all thinking. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Mini golf.
Oh god, what the fuck was that, by the way?
What are we getting?
I didn't get that far into it. There was fucking mini golf.
Count your blessings.
No, it was not. No. It started out as regular golf. They went to a country club. I've been to plenty of country clubs, two of which they play the PGA Tour on. Okay, I have never once had the fucking club owner walk with me and tell me not to do shit. Okay, and then so these fucking dudes get kicked off mainly because it's like Hanson is just hacking the shit out of this ground. It's just, I'm like, I feel bad already. And they're like, okay, you're fucking out of here. They can't eat and shit. He pulls out the big old fucking mutton chop out of the ice chest. I was like, that's great. And then they end up going to fucking mini golf. And they're dancing together. It's it became an 80s movie.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on?
They tried making references to Caddyshack and Happy Gilmore.
Yes.
I can't wait for
so hard.
What are we getting next? Mixed doubles tennis and then hide and seek maybe.
Fuck out of here.
When's Backlash is in 2 weeks, so we probably do have another 2 weeks of stupid games.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Fucking stupid. Fucking stupid.
I miss when tag teams used to wrestle.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's the thing, because I trying to remember exactly. So it was I want to say the Barbarian and somebody else against the Road Warriors back in the 80s. They had a competition outside of wrestling. You want to know what this competition was? Bench press. Do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, at least that's masculine.
Do a fucking triathlon. I don't fucking know.
Also, APA back in the day used to do comedy segments. Yeah, but then they beat people up in bar fights. That was cool.
But those were funny. Let's not forget the ultimate part about these comedy segments of APA. They were funny.
Yeah, and they had an office with no walls, but they did have a door.
Yes.
I think it was Kurt Angle once that just came up to talk to him. Whoa. Use the door. And he literally just walked around and came through the door.
That's great. Only Kurt would.
Speaking of Kurt Angle, of course, we're going to see him tomorrow night back on NXT, even though he was fired as the referee for the cage fight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
That's just strange, because Gulak's re-signed now, too.
Yeah. Good for him. Happy to hear that. I could not really see him go anywhere else. I heard everybody was like, oh, he'll just go straight to AEW, but no, why? What is he going to do? That's what some people don't want to think. They're just thinking of, oh, he'll be great here, but great. Well, what are you going to do with him?
Yeah.
I could see him back maybe in like an MLW, if anything, and like he can like work with like Filthy Tom. But
I think he's popular within WWE, but he hasn't really made that big of a name for himself to just show up somewhere else.
Yeah. So I mean, good for him for signing. But yeah, bringing up Matt Riddle and Timothy Thatcher in a fucking cage fight, tap out or knockout. Wonder how that's gonna go. But it all signs point to this is the end for Matt Riddle in NXT.
Yeah, unfortunately. I just really hope they bring the Lions Den back.
Oh, please.
Did we only have like 2 or 3 of them? I think there was like, I remember one with Steve Blackman. Was there one with Owen?
It was Owen and I think they were all against Ken Shamrock.
Yeah, it was his match.
Yeah, so I know Blackman had one, Owen had one, and there was one more. I don't remember.
Nah, but yeah, that was very, very limited. They
Still,
built this cool looking cage for like 3 matches.
It was like a cone.
Yeah.
It was
But
interesting.
it was like a really tall MMA cage with a platform on top.
Yeah, I had no idea what the fuck the platform was for.
Just in case anybody felt like doing a dive.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Maybe we'll get it if they do bring it back for NXT.
We'll see. I wonder if these dudes are gonna come like taped up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt Riddle probably definitely would. He's already got basically an MMA look with the shorts and bare feet.
Yeah, well, he never taped his feet in MMA either, so I'm sure he'll probably just be like, all right, I'm ready, let's go.
Let's go, bro.
Pick my flip-flop off in your face.
Back on Raw, Humberto almost lost an eye.
It's going to be like a constant fucking spot now.
Yeah, we're gonna threaten taking somebody's eye out with the steel stairs. That would have made the stairs
if they
match.
get thrown into the steps?
Well, I'm viewing on the flat part, but this would have made the stairs match between Big Show and Rowan much more sinister if they'd have thought of this years ago.
Right. Would have been intriguing.
Well, kinda.
Now is WWE still like doing pre-tapings?
I think yes, they're doing like live, and then they're doing the next week on the same night.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing it every other week.
Because apparently, another thing that's being repetitive is Nia Jax and Kairi Sane.
Shock, horror.
Apparently,
I am aghast at this thing that has never happened before.
No.
Somehow Kairi got hurt again.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah, she got busted open. I think she got thrown in. Was it the steps? Actually, she got thrown into the steps.
Yeah.
I think so. That's what I read.
Is going to get thrown into the steps if we're talking future tense. And apparently it's a pretty deep bleed. It just baffles me how there's still people that defend Nia. Because how often do we have to talk about injuring somebody?
Yeah, there's a difference between accidents happening and you not giving a shit.
No.
Like, people used to think Odd Man Johnson was just he's just trying too hard. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing, and he went out there and hurt people for real. Guess what? Nia Jax is the Odd Man Johnson of 2020.
But then everybody gives Goldberg shit. And
First
Goldberg's
off,
been doing it his entire career.
And okay, so Goldberg hurt. Legitimately, let's think about Goldberg's whole career for a second. Who all has he hurt besides Brett?
Well, obviously the extremes will be Brett and then Taker.
Well, when you're 50-something fucking years old and you shouldn't be wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost killed the poor fucker, and yeah, you should be, yelled at for that. But at the same time, what the fuck are you doing in there anyway?
Yeah.
Like, Ric Flair wrestled into his 50s, but he knew his goddamn limits.
And then, well, Nia doesn't have that excuse because she is a young lady.
No experience.
Like we always said, she was rushed to the main roster way too soon because she was still green as fuck. And, like 5 years later, she's still green as fuck.
I have seen little to no improvement.
Yeah, okay, she can flip, but she
Fuck outta
doesn't. She
here.
can't
I don't
control
give
her
a
own
shit
strength.
about a flip. Can you throw somebody safely?
Nope.
Can you throw a punch without fucking potatoing somebody? Like, call me when you can do that. Like, that's what I care about. I don't give a shit about your flips. I don't give a shit about how your fucking Twitter action. I don't give a shit about you shaking your ass with Otis. I don't give a shit about that. I want to know that you know the basics of fucking professional wrestling and you can execute them without getting somebody else hurt.
Especially the same girl twice in the space of a month.
Seriously. Oh, boy.
Everybody kind of got it in for Kairi too. I mean, she got injured in that TLC match too.
I don't want to go as far as say this, but she's delicate.
Yeah. We must protect Kairi at all costs.
Oh, that she breaks easy.
Now, answer me this. I've kind of, not been watching WWE, aside from NXT,
Yeah, that doesn't count.
But, yeah. So, why... The last thing I remember on Raw was seeing Seth Rollins holding Rey Mysterio's mask.
Yeah, so he's going to host Rey's retirement ceremony next week.
What the fuck?
Which obviously means Rey's not going to retire.
Which hopefully it means that Rey is going to retire from WWE.
Nah, he's obviously this is Seth's idea. So Rey's obviously going to come back and, I mean, Moxley wrestled for a while with an eye patch, even though his eye wasn't really injured.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're setting up Seth versus Rey for Backlash. Can't see any other match he'd have.
It'll be a triple threat for the Universal title.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever
with
title
Lashley
it is.
And then Rey cost him, maybe.
See,
I think they're pretty set on a one-on-one, though.
I can't even keep up with what damn titles are on what show.
Yeah, I think they're pretty set on the one-on-one with McIntyre and Lashley, which is probably one of the best things about MVP right now, is he's really advocating for, when's the last time Lashley had a world title shot? And last week we were like, but he just got it randomly. And, problem wasn't with the fact that Lashley's getting a title shot. The problem was with the fact that they didn't build it. He just got the shot just like that.
After 13 years of not getting a world title shot.
Yeah, I love that line. And then McIntyre comes back with, yeah, well, I waited 19 years.
One up, you dummy.
Triple threat. I mean, we just spoke about Nia. For going into this, there was no good outcome possible for me because Natty's just become an afterthought. There's already way too much Charlotte, and you need health insurance to wrestle Nia Jax. So it was a lose-lose-lose situation with this triple threat match. And obviously Nia now is going to challenge Asuka at Backlash. For the love of God, don't give her that belt.
For the love of God, don't fucking throw her in anything.
Yeah, actually, just don't touch her. Just ring the bell.
Let Asuka fucking run the match, okay? You just listen. Shut up and listen.
Or finger poke of doom.
Please, hey, I'll take it.
I'd be happy actually if we just cut this match down to green mist, kick, ring the bell, pin.
That or Kairi comes out, look what you did to me, and then bam.
Wouldn't it be great if all the women that Nia's ever hurt just lined up?
Start lining up and just like, oh, I'm going to get a piece of you.
Even Becky comes back. I may have a bump, but I still dig in the face. Well, she won't be showing yet.
No, but
yeah.
She
So
could just be like in the audience and like just throw a shoe and break it.
in the nose.
Yep.
So that was pretty much Raw. Wasn't really anything special other than the fact that they had wrestlers in the crowd and they still fucked it up.
yeah, they had like 33 people in the crowd. They were all NXT people who are not on like on TV constantly, but I saw like Shotzi Blackheart. I swear to God, I thought I saw Dexter Loomis. Yeah. I was like,
He's
this
just
creepy motherfucker is here, isn't he?
that guy's just haunting your dreams. That's all you understand.
Well, yeah. Every time I walk into my
He's
kitchen, I'm
staring
afraid
at
he
you.
comes sliding out from underneath the table.
Maybe Dexter was actually the reason they were all spaced apart. Just stay away from Dexter.
And he's just like creeping around the corner. What the fuck?
Definitely caught a glimpse of Simone, The Rock's daughter, who technically made her Raw debut before she's even wrestled.
Right?
Which is cool. Yeah, there was a couple of people I didn't recognise. Obviously, we had a few shots of Shafir and Duke. I think they were the loudest too, out of all of them, to be honest. Even louder than Shotzi somehow.
I saw Shotzi and I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm done.
just stick with that camera angle, right?
Shotzi's a badass.
I would watch a solid 3 hours if the camera was on her the entire time.
I'm wondering now if they're gonna have like anybody from Raw or SmackDown in the crowd for NXT.
They should. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, just
See
like
Kevin Owens and
It
shit.
would fucking ruin it. It would ruin it.
all they really need is Asuka. She's proven she can cheer people on.
Oh yeah, just have Asuka on one side and Kairi on the other.
Okay, so if they were to do that, you know how it would be. You would have the Fiend on one side, Bray Wyatt on the other side, King Corbin on one side, fucking Asuka acting like a lunatic. Like, it would just be so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Hold on, you forgot the puppets.
Oh, yeah, the puppets hiding it, like coming out the corners of the ring post or something, you know. No, I'm good. Leave the NXT people in the audience.
I'd like to think that they're gonna learn from their mistakes and maybe do better with having people in the crowd next week, but we all know WWE don't learn from their mistakes.
No.
I mean, it's taken them 2 months to copy this idea from AEW anyway.
Yeah, dumbasses.
Even though everybody has been saying all along it's working, AEW had the right idea. We're gonna keep doing empty shows. Okay, but there's no atmosphere. Yeah, but we don't want to put people in the crowd.
You got to think about being contagious while people are wrestling.
They had their one fan there, and that's all they needed.
Oh yeah, the giant fan that doesn't work.
And it puts nobody over.
No, because that fan is over. Literally. Over their fucking heads. Because everything's over their heads when it comes to good fucking ideas.
Yeah. The only other thing, Edge, again, cutting a great promo, but we're still not sold on greatest wrestling match ever.
Even Samoa Joe's not sold.
Oh, Samoa Joe's face when they kept saying greatest wrestling match ever was just completely dead, drawn. No reaction from Joe. And inside he's thinking, they are fucking ruining this.
Okay, so when it comes to this, I haven't been watching it, so I haven't really known about it. So they had that little video package promoting it or whatever. And then once they threw it on the screen, you know, the match where it was a picture of Orton, picture of Edge, it said the greatest match, and the fucking song that they used.
Oh, man.
I literally stood up walked outside, slammed the door behind me. I was fucking pissed.
I mean, don't
do not ruin my show. I love that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong. I love Greatest Showman, but it doesn't belong in wrestling.
Hell no. Like, I would be okay with it, like, in fucking AEW, because then it might actually be damn believable.
But I mean, that's the theme song for a Backlash too. If you're going to use that song, use it for WrestleMania.
Oh my god!
I'm supposed to believe that a B-level pay-per-view is the greatest show ever.
Yes.
So when the hell has Backlash became the greatest show? Like, for real.
It wasn't even great in '99 when we had Rock and Austin.
I enjoyed Backlash, like, when I was growing up and starting to get into wrestling, because Backlash was, like, you know, the next one after WrestleMania, so it was the Backlash of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoyed it. It was good. I loved it. But now I'm like, what the fuck? Makes no damn sense to me. And now they're going to taint one of my favorite musicals. Hell, I'm fucking pissed.
I mean, there have been some pretty big moments in Backlash, like Shane jumping off the friggin' thing, Hogan winning the title from Triple H. But I mean, still,
versus Big Show.
Yeah,
I think
that was back in the day when everything was good.
Yeah. I was not. I thought that was just the song for that match. And then, like, the next day, I want to say I saw a post in RWT or something, how it's like they said something with Braun Strowman and Miz and JMO or whatever, and how that's like, I can't remember what they're calling that, the greatest triple threat.
No, they actually have greatest wrestling match ever as part of the Backlash logo on the match card. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid.
So that means every match is going to be the greatest match ever.
Right.
This is like this is the pay-per-view I would think they were doing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. You're telling me.
And who even sings it, because that's not the original version.
No, I have no idea. This is some other crap. It's not
was it Panic at the Disco is it that version? I'm sure they
No, it's not Panic. It's not Panic at the Disco. It's not Hugh Jackman. It's not. This is like maybe like another Broadway soundtrack. Maybe.
Well, we know it's not CFO covering it because they're done with WWE.
Yeah. Peace out.
And I doubt they've got Jim Johnson back to sing that.
Oh god, no.
Just so fucking weird. Okay. I said that Double or Nothing was the most enjoyable AEW pay-per-view I've seen so far. Also, this week's Impact, I think, was the most enjoyable one since I've started watching it again the last month or so.
Well, I guess I know what I'm doing after the call.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Nevaeh finally got physical, but I can't help but feel she's like a carbon copy of Raquel Gonzalez. Same look, same gimmick. Only difference is she's a bodyguard for Havoc rather than Dakota Kai. Like Havoc needs a bodyguard.
This is the part where Mike is gonna listen to the show and start cussing me out because like he sent me like this long ass like voice message of who Nevaeh is. Talk about her. She's awesome. And I'm like, I've already forgotten like 5 seconds after he sent it to me.
I love the fact that Mike is on a break, but he's giving you things to say.
Yeah, he's pulling the what's the dude's name? Fucking Dunn. He's pulling the old Dunn move.
Yeah.
Kevin Dunn. You got 10 seconds.
Oh boy. Mike, you're much better than Kevin Dunn. Well, that's great. Mike is still on the show, living vicariously through Travis.
The way
So-
it's meant to be.
So who is Nevaeh? Mike? I mean
I
Travis.
don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. I told you. He sent that to me, and then 5 seconds after he sent it to
You're
me, and I
bad,
heard,
Mike.
I done forgot it. That's why Moses is the knowledge champion. He's supposed to know
I don't know Impact.
it.
The funny thing is, if you Google Nevaeh Impact, you get deodorant, Nevaeh Men Dry, Impact antiperspirant deodorant.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Literally
Yeah, that was-
every result is Nivea deodorant.
Yeah, I was supposed to talk about her like 3 weeks ago, I think.
Nobody seems to know who she
Talking
is.
about her now.
Well, damn it, it's too late.
We'll have to wait till Mike comes back to find out who Nevaeh really is.
Google it.
Yeah. Well, I
There
tried,
you
and
go.
all I got was
He
deodorant.
tried it and he got deodorant.
That's great. Hey, Mike is officially better than Google when it comes to wrestling.
It's like when you
No.
Google David Otunga and you just get a bunch of results about Jennifer Hudson.
Yeah. Like, no.
We're going to see a tag match next week between Kiera Hogan and Steels against Kylie Ray and Susie after the beatdown this week, which was just really Mean Girls kind of stuff, you know. So Kiera and Steels are kind of talking shit to Kylie after they bump into her, and then Susie just kind of creeps out of another locker room, and then they both get beat down.
Speaking of Kiera Hogan, she just tweeted. Sorry.
What did Mike tell her to tweet?
Do what?
What did Mike tell her to tweet?
Oh, I don't know. I heard Kiera Hogan and it reminded me that she tweeted something.
Just got a notification Kiera Hogan tweeted.
Yep. And then I clicked it and it's talking about Kylie Ray.
Oh, okay. I finally enjoyed a North segment too. So
That's shocking.
yeah, because I've hated
I,
these couple of segments they've been doing, but the match was a cinematic match at the Dina compound, with the mystery partner being Wheels, who just this big fucking guy walks in, and the camera's shake. The only thing they missed out on doing was having like the Jurassic Park thing of a cup of water shaking.
Damn.
But yeah, he was a big guy. I won't spoil the result, because it was. Honestly, I didn't really know which way it was going to go, because you've got the North defending the belts, and you don't think they're going to lose them in like a ridiculous compound kind of match. But then you've got this big guy coming in for the first time, and you think they're not going to waste this big guy. So
Like, when you say big guy, you talking like, hey, triple XL, little big, or like?
you know who he reminded me of? You know the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, when he gets on the bus and he's looking for a seat, and there's a big guy eating, and he just goes, It's that guy.
Okay.
That's the only comparison I could make.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, I actually really enjoyed the segment this week. And there was a couple of teasers throughout the night, of course. And every time they came close to the compound, there was just this weird guy showing up out of nowhere. Like this crazy guy. And he just laughed and then just started running. So. And then the North will kind of look at him and go, he's obviously the athletic member of the family.
Damn.
Oh, but it was nuts. Yet.
I've seen the North off and on for, I want to say they've been around for a while, even when Drew McIntyre was there.
Yeah.
I think. And I've just never enjoyed them at all.
No, I think what I enjoyed was they were just completely out of their element this week. So obviously they're the traditional tag team, and they're thrown into this compound surrounded by all these crazy guys, and it's just rules out the window. They literally fought all over the compound.
Damn.
And I know we kind of think Matt Hardy kind of originated the cinematic match, but it's like ever since WWE did the Boneyard match, there seems to be cinematic matches all over the place.
Yeah. I mean, it works, I mean, it gives more ideas of, so what can we do here? Well, this person can't come, maybe we can go to them, or, we can't do it here, maybe we can do it there, or that kind of thing, So, I mean, and it works sometimes, as long as you ain't going like 48 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it works, just don't oversaturate it. We don't need to see a cinematic match every week.
Yeah.
Like we said with Stadium Stampede, it was a big, crazy, unusual match, but they didn't do it in a cinematic style. They just shot it like you would any other wrestling match.
Kudos to them, by the way, for the damn editing when they were trying to drown Matt Hardy.
Oh man, that was flawless.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the Madofax, or whatever. I can't even say it. Oh my god, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
My favorite part of that whole scene is Ortiz is like, I can't swim. Get your ass in the pool, pendejo.
Oh, man, we miss so much on that show when we were talking about it earlier. Damn, Chris Jericho pulling out a red flag and calling, challenging
Stadium Stampede. Shit was cool.
yeah, just like challenging Aubrey.
He's like, that was
Edwards.
3. I challenged the play. And she's like, what? I challenged the play. All right, let's go check the replay. And they fucking walk to the replay booth like it's like fucking like the Jaguars are playing. And then, of course, Jericho, like every NFL ever, you're a shitty ref.
that whole exchange was amazing.
She has her own merch, and it's
As
a picture of her saying, it's a picture of her, and it says,
Yeah.
I said 2. So, like, after, I think it was like Sunday, she tweeted the picture of her shirt, and it's like, I don't think Jericho has seen my new shirt or before the Stampede match. Because I said 2.
They are well on the way in making Aubrey bigger for AEW than Earl Hebner was for WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't do any screw jobs with her.
Yeah, for real.
I think we could be safe.
I think that even if they did like a screw job with her, it would just make her even better.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they could really ruin her right now, especially if Jericho's in the damn ring with her. Fucking hell.
It's just very rare you see such personality from a referee.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I can only really name 2 maybe from WWE. Obviously, Earl Hebner, Mike Chioda.
Harvey
Yeah.
Woman.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah.
But another one of my favorite parts in that match was damn Cowboy and Jake Hager. Are you here to drink or are you here to fight?
It's all the same. And they start fighting. And of course, it's a bar fight. Fucking pole cue has to get broken.
Yeah. It's not a
And
bar
then
fight unless a bull cue gets broken.
And then I know Hangman absolutely loved the spot where he got drug across the bar. He's like, I've been wanting this my whole life.
After the match, he pours Kenny a shot of milk.
Milk flavored whiskey.
Oh, man. Just so many highlights.
Oh yeah, that show was just so fucking great all the way around.
And that is a segue because we got highlights of Cody on Impact, as the flashback match this week was Moose versus Cody for the Grand Championship. Everybody remember that?
No.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I do kind of like the concept of like 3 rounds, but it just doesn't really work in wrestling when you have judges and you know it's predetermined.
Yeah.
Um,
I love this gimmick with Moose. I love
Yeah.
it, and it's actually making me enjoy Moose because I never have before. I never liked him in Ring of Honor. There was another company he was with. I didn't like him there.
yeah, I was never a big fan, but I always loved the theme.
Yeah. But this is really making him big for me a little bit, just a little bit. But I'm curious to know if somebody else could pull it off better.
Yeah, he's
I
really
think
good at making us like believe it's in his mind he is a champion, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah. You know what's really funny to me watching Impact now? Seeing Suicide and TJP on the same show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting and praying for the day that they have a match against each other.
Oh, they have to.
Yes.
And
Okay, so you brought up Impact. I got to ask, how long has Hernandez been back?
Few months, I think.
He is fat.
Oh,
I'm sorry. This dude used to be like big, buff, and scary. He's just fat.
yeah, he slowed down
And
a
this is
little
coming
bit.
from a fat guy.
yeah, don't quote me on this. I'm not 100%, but I think he came back for that one TNA like throwback special that they did, and then he came back again for
Somebody told me he didn't have to go home.
pretty much. Then he came back for Rebellion.
I mean, he's kind of always been off and on, hasn't he? I mean, remember the whole
pretty much.
crap that went down with Lucha because he was contracted and they were using him on TV and they weren't allowed to, and everybody got in shit.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground.
A very quick highlight was just Joseph P. Ryan referring to Crazy Steve as mentally unwell Steve.
I like it. It's so much better than like the '80s gay porno star.
Oh,
But
God,
it's
I hate
not.
that shit.
It's interesting, and I can't wait for. Oh hell, I'm blanking on her damn name. This is bad. Rob Van Dam's girlfriend.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know her name either. Mike probably does.
Yeah, she's a LFC star too. I just can't think of her fucking name. But she's supposed to be working with him as well in that little gimmick, and she even talked how she like in the interview with Mike. Hey, she was like,
Katie Ford.
"Hey,
Yes.
yeah, Katie Forbes, yeah." She was like, I just don't like wearing clothes. And I have to wear a turtleneck.
So, oh man. So she's gonna be like on Joey Ryan's side
Yeah,
as
from my understanding.
somebody who wrestles in lingerie. She's gonna be part of cancel culture. That's great.
Yeah. So I think what it is like, so Rob Van Dam did the whole, threesome celebration last year.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely have to see Mike's interview. They talk about that. So I think they're trying to make up for that and just going a little bit too far with it. Instead of just like not doing it again, they're going to try to bring in a gimmick and bring people in that's a little too aggressive and too rated R, and just turn them like, okay, hey, you like to be naked? You like people grabbing your penis? Okay, we're going to clean you up. That's the way I'm seeing it, because you got Joey Ryan that goes around doing the damn dick flip. You got Katie Forbes that comes out in a fucking thong.
Wow.
And now they're not allowed to do it, and they're putting like a turtleneck on her. He's trying to be politically correct.
It's almost like they've had a run-in with the Fiend. And they've changed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, on the topic of women in Impact, we saw Deonna Purrazzo, a video package for her this week. So obviously she's on her way to Impact after being fired from NXT. Just when she was starting to find herself there too.
I was gonna say, I don't understand why. She was doing good.
Yeah. And she sounded great in this promo too, so I can only imagine she'll go on to bigger things in Impact than she did in NXT.
Sure of it.
Yeah.
These baffling segments with Rosemary just hanging out in a bar. And this week she was talking about some kind of dark wedding, and she ended up killing the groom. It was just nuts. And I remember Rosemary when she first came to Impact, and she was literally a zombie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool. And now she's just like a normal woman in face paint talking crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand where they're going with her unless they're going to put her with Joey Ryan.
Oh, right.
I honestly, I hope that happens just so I can see Nicola's reaction. Because that's like her favorite person.
We may lose the Demon Assassin, but we'll always have the Demoness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So main event, I can't really talk about this one without spoiling it. So it's so happy Elgin lost.
That was the main?
That was the main event, yeah.
You're telling me the only fucking Impact match that I really watched and kind of gave a shit about, because I saw Ortiz get his ass kicked by Ace Austin. I can't stand that fucking guy. I barely watched him do anything. And fucking Michael Elgin beat the shit out of this fucking guy like the entire time.
Yeah.
And then he just gets rolled up. And that was the main?
Well, I mean, it was thanks to a distraction from Sami Callihan.
Oh, that stupid like music video or his fucking entrance.
Yeah.
I was like, way to get distracted, bro.
Yeah, it's funny that wasn't that for the tournament?
Yeah. So that was the last semi-final match.
Yeah, so he didn't even need to be in the tournament because he never even got the title shot that he was supposed to already gotten.
Yeah.
But because of lockdown, Blanchard couldn't be there, so he had to face Moose and Hernandez for the TNA title, which isn't even an active title. but then apparently so. Moose says it is. But then so he's like the number one contender. Elgin's the number one contender for the Impact title. And so he gets put into a tournament to become number one contender again.
Yeah.
And he
doesn't make it to the final.
That makes me so happy.
I mean, the final is now Trey versus Ace Austin next week.
I would like to see it be Trey. I would like to see it happen, but we all know it's going to be Ace Austin.
Unfortunately.
For you.
So, does this mean that Tessa's coming back in 2 weeks?
I would say so. Everything in the States, I don't know how it is in Canada, but I know everything in the States are slowly trying to open back up, and which is pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You may be seeing Tessa soon because looks like a bunch of Impact people are heading out. They're going back to work, Twitter stuff, Instagram stuff.
Well, in that case, then this does kind of make sense because obviously we all expected Tessa to win the X Division title last year, and Ace Austin ended up winning it. So I can see it full circle.
Well, Ace Austin and Tessa, they were kind of feuding before all this as well anyway, so and they were kind of like doing I feel like they were supposed to do a title for title match, and it just never happened. So it's probably just coming back full circle and going to go back to Ace and Tessa going back at it again.
Yeah, and then they have Ace drop the title to Willie Mack so that they can put him in the tournament to build it up towards Tessa. Makes sense.
Right. Yep.
Alright, fair enough. But yeah, like I said, probably the most enjoyable episode of Impact I've seen in the last few weeks since I've come back to Impact.
Coming back to Impact.
So, we had part 3 of The Last Ride this week. We now have to wait 2 weeks for the final 2 parts. I don't know why we need a mid-season break when there's only 5... Is it only 5 parts?
Only 5 parts?
I think so. Why do we need a break? Just play it consistently for 5 weeks. But anyway.
Because they want to torture us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why WWE does that with their shows. I remember when the network was first coming out and they had Mick Foley's reality show on there.
Yeah.
And it was like 5 episodes and that was it. And I don't even know if the other episodes ever dropped. They have the whole season pre-recorded, but they only drop half and then wait 6 months or whatever to drop the other half. I'm like, fuck y'all.
Was it probably around the time that they fired Mecca's GM or something?
No. I think it was before he became GM. It was when the network first came out, I think.
But yeah,
probably when they had all kinds of those fucking weird ass shows. They had that. They had the was it Camp WWE and all that other shit.
And the Legends House was awesome.
Yeah, I like that one.
I liked what was it called? Swerve?
Yeah, the prank show.
Yeah, I liked that one. That was fun.
I mean, I've watched a couple of episodes of Camp WWE and it's just so bizarre. Especially when you got Vince playing his own character, and then you got Baby Stone Cold, Baby Cena, Baby Taker. It's just
it's so fucking weird.
But there's some really, un-PG jokes in it too, which is even more bizarre.
Yeah. Well, that's WWE for you.
But yeah, there was nothing really surprising about this episode of The Last Ride because we all knew how dog shit the last match between Taker Kane and DX was, and they knew it themselves. And I love the fact that they were so open and honest about it, and yeah, we just fucked it up. We were too old.
It's called taking responsibility.
Yeah, and they also referenced Shawn accidentally knocking Kane's mask off. And I think it was maybe Shawn or Triple H who described it as just a car wreck.
Well, yeah.
which it was. But for the most part, it was just great as they went through that whole 4-year rivalry with Shawn and Triple H at WrestleMania. Just amazing matches.
Yeah, it was good for him to see that being relived, like, and to see his enjoyment. Because like we all know that a lot of people consider that probably like some of the best WWE work there has been, and then just to see that he got a whole lot of excitement out of it too.
Yeah,
It's great.
and just things we never really see, like the after the match and Shawn getting his farewell and everything. And
Gotta love the behind the scenes.
yeah, I think it was after Shawn's retirement match when he literally came back through Gorilla, and he's hugging Taker's like the first one to hug him, but you see Triple H and Vince behind him, and Vince is actually in tears.
Yeah, Vince is like, "Where's my hug?"
No, we gotta find a new Master WrestleMania.
Roman. He's like, "Trips, you want to hug?" No. Not a boy.
Yeah, I'm still kind of getting used now to seeing Taker out of character.
I think that's the point of these.
Yeah, I mean it's just preparing us for when he does eventually retire. Well, he's never officially going to retire because he's got like 25 years on his contract. But when we stop seeing him compete, when he starts making like regular appearances and stuff.
I want to say Emir made a post saying how it's been talked about how the Undertaker gimmick doesn't work in today's
Seth Rollins
world.
said it.
Yeah.
And I came back with nothing works in WWE today.
Yeah.
Um,
There was like some guy that commented and I think said that it never worked.
What?
I could be wrong about that, but I swear somebody said that.
It's like the biggest character pro wrestling's ever produced.
Yeah. I'm like, how does it not work? And how does it not work today? I don't understand it.
I mean, today I think it's all just about the spectacle of The Undertaker. I mean, we all know he's not really a zombie. We all know he's pushing 60. But still, it's The Undertaker.
He is, he's still very much a spectacle.
The Undertaker gimmick doesn't work, but the Fiend does? Okay.
Yeah.
You got it, buddy.
I also love the fact now that we know the longer his entrance is, the more he thinks the match is going to be shit.
I died laughing when you said that. I was like, you knew that's why you took forever against Goldberg. Got it.
Oh man, that's coming up next. And that's what makes it even worse, that we have to wait 2 weeks to see Taker's reaction to almost getting killed by Goldberg.
Mm-hmm. If he didn't tuck. Jeez.
Can we please just have it this week? Pretty please. I'll
even
get
it over with.
I'll even resubscribe to the network if I have to. Just bring it forward. That's a hell of a deal you're getting there, Vince. You're actually getting a subscriber.
What do you know?
Rather than a cancellation.
And it'll probably be a regular price, not this like $1.99 bullshit.
Wait, whoa, what deal is that?
A lot of people get a deal where after you get your, like, you cancel your network, and then like a day or two later you go to get it back, and they give you like this cool deal of like you get like 3 months for 99 cents.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know because I never went back.
That or they'll send you
cancel
emails
and
like,
I'm
come
done.
back, please.
I don't even know what email address they go to. It's probably one that I never use, so I don't really get it.
I'm not even gonna lie. I have been paying for the network since the debut.
Well, I did until I cancelled it. I think it was last June, so it's coming up to a year since I cancelled it.
Oh wow. Yeah, I've yet to do so.
Yeah,
I've wanted to on multiple occasions, but I never brought myself to do it.
I keep it just in case my damn
Streams
recording
don't work.
device does not. Well, I can't stream anyways, so I don't have that luxury.
I'd be screwed if I couldn't.
I
I mean, I
have Roku,
yes.
and I have an app on there called Sling.
Yeah.
So that's how I watch all my shows. But for whatever reason, hell, Moses knows all about it. For whatever reason, it decides when it wants to and does not want to record my shows. Like, I have
Pay
not
the extra
canceled.
$20 and go get a YouTube TV.
Yeah, I haven't like stopped, like canceled the recordings for SmackDown, but I was actually gonna go and watch it because I feel like something happened on SmackDown last week. I don't remember what it was,
I
but
think they announced a handicap match, but
hell,
I don't remember hearing anything major from SmackDown other than Bayley actually beating Charlotte.
Yeah, I have no idea. I can't remember, but I was gonna go and watch it for some reason. I don't know why. I think it was because I was just self-quarantined for many days and was running out of things to watch. But like, it hasn't been recorded in like three weeks or so. But it'll do that with NXT every once in a while too. So
that's a big no-no.
Yeah, so well, I mean, it also comes on Hulu, but sometimes depending on weather or whatever, Hulu doesn't want to load properly. If it doesn't record, if I can't get it to work on Hulu, I go back to the network and watch it that way.
Who would have thought you could rely on a network?
Yeah, I know, right?
Or you'd have to rely on a network.
Yeah.
Shit.
So that's like the only reason why I haven't, canceled mine yet.
And of course, it's just too much effort to keep creating email addresses to get that free month.
Right?
Okay.
Juices run out after a while.
Yeah. You just add in numbers. Well, one thing you won't have to stream is Trivia Takeover 5.0 Champions Chase, which is in 2 weeks, coming your way on June 11th, and it's now official that the Demoness will be defending the Promo Championship against El Jefe. So Moses cannot be challenged until after June 11th, but everyone else is free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
Moses also has his own goal to defend in the Champions Chase match against LJ, Kenny Killer, The Phoenix, and Travis for the Knowledge Championship.
I'm not worried about that.
If you were worried about me, you need to go get your damn head checked.
You just enter these trivia bouts for shits and giggles.
Well, that's kind of what it was for. The first time I did it, I was like, well, let's see how I do. And I didn't do horrible. I mean, I didn't get a single question right, but I didn't do bad either. Like, my answers were, like, pretty damn good.
Yeah,
aside from
They weren't 2012, that's for sure.
Well, I did say Hornswoggle on something on a year where he wasn't even born yet, so but then like the next one was like, hey, that one was kind of like, just for the shits and giggles. But then like the third one, I was like, I really don't want to fucking do it, so let's make a stipulation. If I lose at this, I'm not doing it. But now it's turned into, I want to at least get one damn question right.
Two other bouts.
5 years.
Travis is pulling double duty as well, as he also takes on Robert Davis in the promo league. Crazy Eyes is finally making his league debut. And the Butcher is back as he goes one-on-one with Rob Jefe. And here's the kicker. Both of these matches will award the winner 2 climbs instead of 1. And of course the Predictions Championship is on the line as we predict Backlash. A new champion, of course, following Double or Nothing, is Travis Walker Anderson.
And also, you were wrong.
I was wrong.
Yeah. My match with Robert Davis, you can only climb 1, but if you lose, you fall back 2.
Oh, okay, so we're flipping the rules on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
But, I mean, if you want to give the winner an extra push, I don't care. Because we all know I'm going to whoop his ass. So, you know.
It's fighting weights.
Hey, well, my biggest thing with Robert Davis has always been, I've always wanted to go up against him because he's been one of my favorite competitors. He's always been one of my favorite guys in all of it over the past year of me doing it. So I really look forward to going up against him. It never happened except for like one time, but it was a fatal 4-way, and I was more focused on the Butcher and kicking his ass.
Yeah,
so I never got that one on
each other.
Yeah, just that one fatal 4-way. But that was it. And then he goes and talks all that shit to me, helping out Nikola. I'm like, okay, now you got to do it. You have to do it. We have to do this. We got to make it happen. But then, like, I was just going to have fun with it. But then I get called out by the shape. So, sorry, Robert Davis, but you're just a warm-up. Sorry. You're just a warm-up.
I mean, you were going to have 2 out of 3 falls, too.
Yeah.
I mean, with how close Trivia Takeover is, that would have meant you were facing each other every week.
Right. We should have been on, like, the second one by now, I think.
Well, the other thing as well, for Moses, is he still has immunity. So even if you don't win the title after Takeover, that means you're still going to be number 1 contender instead of dropping to 3rd place.
That's right.
And then everybody's going to be coming after you for the next 2 months.
That's fine. That's fine. I do have a giant uphill climb. I was originally planning just to deal with the knowledge, but the Demoness is in sights, and you know what happens when they're in the sights. You got to pull the trigger. So
yeah. I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect timing, really, to get that immunity.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Guaranteed yourself the number 1 contendership.
And then worst case scenario, I just got to scrap it out with a bunch of people for a little bit. And it already looks like there's some people who are already chomping at the bit for me.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually surprised that after you knocked Amir down and then got the immunity, I'm surprised people weren't clawing at the bits to come after you and try and, get to the top.
I think Brittany Savage was on her way, but I guess it just didn't. Timing was not on her side.
She's definitely one to keep an eye on as well. Just blazing through people.
I at one point said I was afraid of the Demoness. I am no longer as afraid, but somebody who if I can quote Ron Gronkowski, I have eyes in the back of my head. I am a little worried about Brittany Savage. Now, granted, I'm not going to put glasses on the back of my head like a dumbass like Gronk, but I'm still looking back there.
Yeah. All right. Well, the bell has rung for another week. Click that subscribe button before you tap out on youtube.com/maxwrestling. Follow us at soundcloud.com/maxwrestling, and you can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Castbox. If you haven't already, join our Facebook group at Max Wrestling. You can find me at Dazzy MWP. You can find Travis Walker Anderson at Walker_TA92. And as always, I'm going to let El Jefe do his own plugs.
Gracias, amigo. Make sure you're following smart. What?
Your plugs are too long for Dazzy to do.
Shit.
Well, it's not just that. It's just I can't do it as well as Mike.
There you go. Nobody does it better than me anyway. So anyway, make sure you're following Small Mark Radio on all platforms of social media, SMR Podnet everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram and Twitter have been like the new news feeds. Anytime I get any kind of news, we're dropping immediately on there. Go straight up to Twitter. There's a new SMR news update. It was like 20 minutes worth of stuff. There was also a lovely 10-bell salute that no company has given neither Shad nor Hanakamura. I gave them a 10-bell salute. They fucking deserve it. New retro dropped. There's supposed to be a Double or Nothing review probably coming later today. If I don't go live, it'll drop tonight. And then maybe Trav will be back. You know what? Trav's not going to be back for a while. I say he's off for a little bit. He needs some rest. He may be doing this, and that's fine. But as for going full board, he's on rest for at least another week. So no international incident for him.
Sorry.
It's kind of like Undertaker with Travis at the moment. You need to retire. Nope.
No, I'm not gonna.
You know what? I really need to use the Max Instagram more. I've just looked, and the last time I posted on Instagram for Max Wrestling was in November.
Don't feel bad. Mine before that was February.
Shit.
What's an Instagram?
It's for hot chicks.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I just
It's a modeling
during
site.
this whole self-quarantine bullshit that I'm having to do, I've discovered TikTok.
Oh no. I think most people have, to be honest.
Like, I can't help it. It's fucking great. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know what a flim flam is. The damn. Oh, yeah.
It's the version of TikTok. It's the flim flam.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah. But, Dazzy, I gotta send you a couple of them. Bruce Willis is damn bored out of his mind in quarantine. And he's been doing TikTok and doing a bunch of Die Hard stuff. It's freaking hilarious.
Okay, if Bruce Willis has been doing it, I need to see it.
Yeah.
The thing that bugs me is we had Vine years ago doing the same thing.
Yes.
But now all of a sudden
Vine
it's
was-
this new thing, and I don't get it.
It's just a replacement for that, and now you can add music and shit.
Yeah, it's like Bebo was huge, and then Facebook took over, and then everybody forgot about Bebo.
What
Well,
about MySpace?
I was wanting to. I know. See, Brittany Savage, she records all of her promos on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find hers to try to get some research and like dirty little secrets to use in promos against her. But I can't find her, so I'm like, fuck.
I love the fact that she's always got a reference for her opponents. So for you, she had Texas Walker, Walker Texas Ranger. For Mike Jolly, she had a bag of Jollies. Alright, before we go as well, there will be a new episode of Hollywood Curses coming out just before, well, you've probably seen it by now, it comes out before this goes up, so that'll be on Poltergeist.
Hell
And
yeah.
it is the penultimate episode of the miniseries, sorry to say. Also, speaking of Robert Davis, there's a brand new In the Hot Seats he did with Mike this week. Go check that out. And join us next week for the Trivia Takeover Go Home show. Until then, we must now bid you adieu. Goodbye. Mwah, and good night. Bang!
Buenos noches.
Fuck COVID.